And now, count it down with me from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off.
They're moving fast already. You know, tens of thousands of people, you said this earlier, tens of thousands of people joined us here. There's thousands more on Polymarket right now live trading this bad boy, and they're looking at Joey Chestnut. What will his DPM mean? You know, if he gets up to an 8-9 steady, consistent DPM, he might be able to, set a new world record north of 76.
And of course, Rich, I'm not a math expert by any means, but that equates to a 7.6 HDB.
Yes, I'm not a math expert either. I actually studied English sparingly in college.
Marion Crowder is in the splash zone.
Joey Chestnut, I watched him after the introductions. I have never in my life seen a guy with a more locked-in face than Joey Chestnut. He did not make eye contact with anyone. He told what is his golf equivalent of a caddy exactly how he wanted his hot dogs placed in front of him, and he's off to a rocking start.
You know, Joey has it all: wealth, power, respect, and just by taking this stage, he puts that all at risk. I think they call that Damoclean abundance. You've won so many times, people think you'll always win. It's like a hidden burden of success. It's a heavy thing to carry. There he is, Heavy D with the hat cam.
Hat cam just adds an entirely new element, an entirely new perspective to our coverage, Rich.
It's beautiful. The ability to see in this, like it's like Chew GPT. That's the kind of breakthrough this is, technologically speaking.
Like the 1st and 10 line. Coverage of the WNBA on ESPN continues Sunday at 7 Eastern Time. The Indiana Fever facing the reigning WNBA champions, the Aces of Las Vegas. That's WNBA Sunday, 7 Eastern Time on ESPN, Disney+, and Rich on the app, of course.
You know, Webb and Bertoletti giving Joey a run for his money right now. They've got an unofficial count of Joey at 20. They got Bertoletti at 15, Webb right there at 16. But let's talk a little bit about this holiday. It's America's 250th. You read so much about it, and I can't help but thinking about George Washington and how he had those wooden teeth, right? If they were softwood, that would maybe be a problem. But if they were hardwood, like Ipe or teak, maybe it'd be an advantage.
I think many of them were ivory. He had many sets of ivory teeth as well. Marion.
Guys, I can add on maybe why it's a little bit special. You were mentioning our newer audience and some global fans in the stands today. James Webb put it best. He said today is Judgment Day. In America, you are judged on hot dogs. It does not matter what you have done before this or who you have beat. Today is our Super Bowl.
That's an interesting perspective, Rich.
Yeah, it is. It is the Super Bowl, World Cup, everything turned into one. You know, and Joey's finding a rhythm, Webb finding a rhythm. This looks like a beautifully produced contest. Phil McCann, who often runs this, isn't here today, but the team here, Bruce, Oliver, Costas, the gang here at Nathan's Famous, doing a great job.
All right, so we're 3 minutes and 7 seconds into the competition, Rich, and Joey has a 6-dog lead on James Webb, the Australian omnivore.
But look at this man, Cameron Mead. He ate 25 to qualify. He is the Rookie of the Year. Cameron Mead, I really like to watch that kid. 25 is good. I mean, it's really good. It's like Delta Comfort good, though, in hot dog eating. You know, it's labeled premium, but it's truly just Coach. It's not Delta One. But there's always something to strive for.
Joey's endurance, his ability to continue to keep the pace, has historically been what sets him apart from the rest of the field.
Without a doubt. I mean, look at Chestnut right now. He's got 34. Bertoletti's got 23. Bertoletti must have been chud maxing these last couple of weeks while Joey's focused. And there's Crazy Legs Conti, journeyman eater. He's dedicated this. He's a Boston boy, so he dedicated this to the great Eddie Endelman, who we lost this year, the great broadcaster. We love you, Eddie. You're a friend of MLE, and we'll always be a friend of yours.
Crazy Legs, one of the foundational figures in competitive eating.
Without a doubt.
Marion.
You guys are just talking about Patrick and Joey, and they actually have a great relationship. When I asked Pat what his goal was for this competition, he jokingly told me to get Joey's approval. But then Pat said the thing that makes Joey elite is his mental bandwidth for the last 10 to 20 dogs. He said he told me to watch for his water usage. He does not drink any extra water. He only uses water for the dunking portion, and those are precious moments that compound over 10 minutes.
We should also mention, Rich, that Nathan's donated 100,000 hot dogs to the food bank of New York. Some eaters were there for the donation ceremony this week.
That's right. It's an annual tradition. I'm proud to say my son went out there and helped feed some of the hungry here in New York. And Nathan's always giving away hundreds of thousands of hot dogs every year, and that's the 2 million given away now. And there's Pat Bertoletti. You see the 2-shot there.
All right,
Webb, however, at 32.
We're at the midway point, Rich. Joey's got a 12-dog lead. We're talking about dominance. We're talking about an athlete who creates separation between himself and everyone else. He makes me think about Secretariat.
Sure.
Perhaps more than anyone else. 1973, the Belmont Stakes, the 31-length victory.
That's a horse, though, and Joey's very much a human.
It's a fair point.
46 to 34. It's unbelievable. And these dogs just keep coming, right?
Do you
6
think
minutes
the
in.
record is there for the taking? 76.
With this much time, yes, definitely. But they keep coming. You know, they talk about a wall of meat, right, in soccer, football, that we've been watching the World Cup. Nathan's famous 100% all beef hot dogs, 48 of them? That's a literal wall of meat that Joey's facing right now.
You know, I was talking to Jeff Esper yesterday, and I said, you know, why can't anyone break through? Why can no one approach Joey? And he said, because no one thinks they can.
It's quite true. These guys, they just have such respect, and they revere Joey. They try, but then they often fail. They failed 17 times, let's say.
3 minutes and 40.
I don't want to call it defeatism, Rich, but it's realism.
Look at Joey go. He's at 50 right now, so this is just unbelievable. People think being Joey Chestnut's easy. People think being a pro athlete is easy. I'll tell you, no rest for the weary. You see Rory win the Masters. A couple days later, he's at Quail Hollow. Joey Chestnut himself is going to be at the Brook Casino in New Hampshire next week eating saugus wings. There's no rest for these pro eaters, but 52 with 3+ minutes to go.
It's going to be tight for the record. Marion, what have you got?
Guys, when Joey passed the 50 mark, this crowd went wild, so wild, in fact, I couldn't even hear the cue to come in. They are loud down here. It is a ruckus crowd. And what's interesting is I was talking to his manager yesterday, and they've been concerned about the heat not being a potential for him to break his world record. But he said, one thing I've learned about Joey, no matter what the circumstances over the years, I've learned to never underestimate him.
And that's a fair point, Marion, but I have to think at this point, Joey understands the math better than we do. He understands his capabilities at this point in the competition, 3/4 of the way through, 54 dogs. He would have to increase his pace now significantly to get the record. I really think at this point he has 70 in mind, not 76, Ray.
You say he understands it. I mean, I'm a grown man, Jeremy. I know things. I know pi out to the 9th decimal. I know that Kim Crawford from the Sauvignon Blanc is actually a dude named Kim, but I have no clue how one man could bang down so many hot dogs in so few minutes like Joey Chestnut does.
And 70 dogs in these conditions, that is an historic feat. That is nothing to laugh at.
You can see it there on the right side. He did 76 in 75-degree weather. We are well above that. Better off than we were a couple days ago when I was in the boardwalk, though, and it was 100 degrees. Felt like 1,000.
You know, we think about the great champions in North American sports. Bill Russell, Henri Richard, both with 11 titles.
Henri or Henry? Henri?
I think it's Henri.
And so not Henry Richard.
Not Henry Richard.
Got it.
But 18 titles. Marion.
Guys, most of these guys, they spend 3 or 4 months training. But James Webb actually spent half the time in Dallas, half the time in Australia. They just welcomed the birth of their first baby girl, Kira, on June 18th. That was on Thursday. He then flew the very next day to America and has spent the last week holed up in an Airbnb in Pennsylvania. He has been doing as many race simulations as he can.
He's a big weightlifter, but his belly is soft as unfired clay, and that's on purpose. And there's
it has to be. There has to be a certain fungibility in the intestines to make room for all these dogs, and some people say that's a key to Joey's success.
Joey right there, taking time to breathe. It's a latitude of choice. You know, look, 62. That's a big margin between him and Bertoletti and Webb. Bezos, Zuckerberg, Musk, Chestnut. America is in the midst of a class war, and Joey Chestnut very much dining with the elite.
He is eating like a tremendous machine. An allusion, of course, to Secretary to Belmont in 73.
Bertoletti trying to secure that second place. He knows where he's at.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put down
Bang.
your hot dog. Put down your hot dog. Oh, my glory. Oh, my glory.
The unofficial results. There will be an official reckoning, but so impressive, Rich.
So impressive, and he puts that chain back on from Paulie Market, and he is about to grab yet another Nathan's Famous mustard yellow belt, the greatest Major League eating champion of all time.
Look, there are people who don't respect the sport, let's face it. But Joey Chestnut, his competitive spirit, that cannot be questioned. We'll be back with the official results shortly.